We just saw Alex Bloom ground out to third base. I mean, if there's one play you don't want to hit the ball to in this infield, it's Michaela Wirihiko.
Absolutely.
You're not going to make first base on her. So she took the out, and that's a valuable start for Stephanie Fairclough, the pitcher for PCU.
Yeah, one of the things, like Michaela, she's like a vacuum cleaner.
That's right.
She picks up every ball.
Equally good at shortstop too.
Absolutely.
But Kaya Ratu's at shortstop today, and she's a very versatile player. She's also a great catcher. Very good hockey player as well, and good to see her continuing the family tradition of breaking into the White Sox.
That's inside on number 11, Hope Maka. Yeah, it's always good to have another position to be playing, with Michaela being able to play third and short, and probably could play all of the infield positions. Yeah. But also Kaya being able to be versatile enough to play catcher, shortstop, and I think she could play probably a couple of other positions also.
She's also played a lot in the outfield. Yeah. So, Stephanie Fairclough here, she's an American. She's based in the Waikato, commutes down to Christchurch to play club ball for the Angels, enjoys the setup there. Had a collegiate experience in the NAIA system with a team called Holy Name College in California, and a very handy acquisition for Stephen Ratu.
If she gets Hope Maka on an inside pitch, and now brings up Rebecca Bromhead. And Rebecca lines that down the left field line. Foul ball.
Rebecca remains one of the most dangerous batters in the country. Just her bat control.
Absolutely.
And her plate discipline. Just she's almost a model pro, really, for younger players to watch and emulate.
I think Rebecca has retired, possibly from the White Sox mix, but could also be a valuable coach for some and mentor for some of these young ones.
Yeah, she's had a great White Sox career, hasn't she? And but father time or mother time catches up with everyone, and it probably is time for a new guard. But her experience at club level, rep level, international level, is just invaluable to tap.
And that's lined to left field for a base hit, and Rebecca Bromhead continues her hard hitting. And she gets on base with 2 down, and it brings up number 17, Taylor Maxwell.
And straight away we see the strategy. Tegan doesn't defer to her older sister at all as soon as she gets on base.
Yeah.
You're having a rest. On comes Margaret Altafa, the DR. And great strategy. It does make sense. No reflection on Rebecca, but younger wheels at first base.
No doubt. Strike on the inside corner. Be interesting to see if Tegan has Margaret in motion and get into scoring position. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss on a drop ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Normally it takes just a couple of innings to get the little butterflies out and get the adrenaline settled. That's a ground ball. And a nice play by the third base. Fedahiku for the 3rd out of the inning. And after 2 full innings of play, it's PCU Devils 0, Waitakere Bears 0. We'll be back after a word from the sponsors. All right, we're back at Dynasty Ballpark. Sunny Dynasty Ballpark as well. It must be about 23 degrees, possibly 27, 28 degrees on the diamond. Everybody should be warmed up by now. We go into the top of the third inning. And leading off for the PCU Angels is Manaya Makera.
Yeah, so the PCU Angels catcher, Manaya, noted for a long ball hitting ability, so certainly won't be able to relax out there, Tyler Morrison.
That's a strike on the inside corner.
So, Joe, I think the Angels will be pretty happy with the start. They've shut out the Bears, got through their top order, and they made the final last year. They're a year younger, less experienced, and they conceded early runs. But now they're right in this ball game, and I'm sure Stephen Ratu would have had them just relax but focus, and they'll be really, really pleased with this start.
Yeah, this is a good hitting Bears team, and just to hold them down those first couple of innings, let PCU, let his team, Stephen's team, just relax and get into it, gain a little confidence.
I think the great thing about both these teams is they develop from within. They've got homegrown players that they've brought through the grades, and they're reaping the dividend now.
That's a nice pitch by Stephanie Fairclough for the first out of the inning. Brings up Drew Jorgensen, the right fielder. Jorgensen, the sister of Stella.
Yeah.
And another player that has good speed.
Yeah, and that's a PCU quality. Kaya Ratu as well, Stella and Drew, and Caitlin Henderson, who's the next batter up.
That's a swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. That's line, a little squiggler to Rebecca Bromhead. She gains it and tags out Drew for the second out of the inning. Rebecca getting a little bit of action there at first base. And that brings up number 11, Caitlin Henderson, the left fielder.
From the Junior White Sox program, player with a big future, and effectively being used here by Ratu as a second leadoff, because she does often bat in the top order in regular club games.
Nice to have the lefty batter there, gives you a little option. Looks like she likes to slap, but also swings away like she did there. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. That's high. A couple of different styles with the pitches too. Stephanie Fairclough, she likes to work a little quicker, gets the ball, doesn't take too much time delivering. Tyler Morrison, on the other hand, is fairly deliberate, takes her time, gets her set up correct, makes sure she's in the right position to pitch, and then sends it down.
Yeah, and one of the things with Tyler is she's effectively a spot pitcher. She works the corners. She did that very effectively in that last game against the Bandits. And a lot of her movement is late, and I'm kind of a little bit surprised in that earlier game that so many players were at the back of the box against her. Obviously, as a left-handed hitter, you want to be at the back of the box because you've got your slap option. But she is very deliberate, very measured, and has great control.
Swing, catcher drops, and it hits the runner. And she's safe at first base. Good running to first base, stayed in the base runner's line, so couldn't have any interference.
And with the double
They're
base option
now.
And they've ruled her out.
Well, I'd like to see that on video replay. Stephen Ratu's going to...
It's kind of a little surprise because, with the double base, that channel is actually the base runners.
Yeah.
And this decision has favoured the defensive side. Now, that may have been true back in the day when you only had one base. You
Yes.
get nailed in the back, but it's an umpire's call. It's a
No
judgment
doubt.
call.
It's
So,
a judgment call, and we'll move on because, you know what? It's in the book.
That's right. Yeah.
And after 2.5 innings of play, it's the PCU Angels 0, Bears 0. The Bears are coming to bat.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi Can Do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Dynasty Ballpark for the 2024 Club National Championships. We have a special guest here, White Sox coach, former Black Sox hero, Donnie Hale. How are you, Donnie?
Great, thank you very much, Joe, for the introduction.
So you've been here for the whole week, watching the girls.
Yep, watching the whole tournament since Thursday.
And so what are your observations so far?
So far, some great games.
Yeah.
This whole tournament's been great. Close games and then some brilliant individual plays.
Yeah. What are you looking for? Are you looking for anything particular? I know you've named a little bit of a squad and look to be finalizing it after this tournament.
Yeah, so we picked 28 from the NFC tournament and then looking to pick possibly 6 to 10.
Okay.
I think in the write-up it said 8 to 12, but yes, sort of smaller number from this Club Nationals.
Sure. And those girls then you'll make the selections after this tournament?
Yep.
And will they be announced after the tournament?
Not announced in this tournament straight away.
Okay.
I actually just got to go meet with the coaches and just discuss a few selection ideas.
Yep, okay. And then after that selection, they'll be going into a camp?
Yeah, so we have a camp up in April, full squad camp in April, and then the week after we have a battery camp.
Okay, yeah. And how many are you looking to take with the battery?
At the moment, we've got, off the top of my head, 16. So
All
that's
right.
pitchers and catchers.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice size squad.
More so the pitchers, but
Yeah.
a small number of catchers. But yeah, 16
Okay.
athletes in there for
Yeah.
the battery camp, and then that leads into our trip overseas to the Canada Cup in late June, early July.
Sure. Yeah, so it's a quick turnaround for the girls. We're looking at mid-March here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you got the camp coming up in April, and then the Canada Cup in late June.
Yep.
There won't be any shortage of softball being played, I guess, in training.
No, you get pretty much the season. Oh, that's a good hit.
And that's a great hit.
Oh,
And
what
a great
flying
catch. A great catch by the center field, Stella Jorgensen, the speedster, robbing Tyron Bromhead Lanali of an extra base hit.
Wow, that was an amazing play for one of the new White Sox members, Stella Jorgensen, grabbing that center drive.
Yeah. And what have you really been impressed with Stella in particular? I know you selected her and some of the tools that she has.
Yeah, and she just highlighted that tool there when you just mentioned the speed.
No
just
doubt.
getting there, speed,
Yeah.
watching the ball into the glove, make sure of the catch,
Yeah.
and then turning around and making the fine play to keep the runner back at first.
Yeah, fantastic. That's just fouled off. So you've been in the role now, how long now, Donnie? Is it a year? Just on a year?
Yeah, it would be just on a year, yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously it's still, we're trying to build up the team and build, and there's a lot of work to be done. But what do you think the biggest work-ons are? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, that's right. There's a lot of work-ons, and what we're focusing on is just getting the mental game is the biggest part, especially, and then just the consistency here domestically, first and foremost. And so if they can do that, roll well, then hopefully that transitions into the international stage. Yeah. But for the international stage, we need to get more exposure.
No doubt.
Being in the bottom of the world, not bottom of the world, but so far away from getting from other countries to travel around and get the exposure.
Yeah. And then I guess, so for some of these girls, these young girls, possibly getting, I know when we spoke to Roman a year and a bit ago, he's talking about the players that are overseas and things like that, and having a mix of the players being here domestically and developing their game here, but also developing it overseas, whether that's at university level or playing in some of the overseas teams. So what's your view on that sort of thing?
First and foremost, we go, just working on better communication with the college athletes, getting a better understanding of what level they're actually playing in. Also for the athletes that are travelling over and playing in the, the European League. So we've got Tanisha playing in the Italy League, Young Shires playing over in Netherlands.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, there's a good core of athletes playing in the college level. So, definitely the communication, and then just keeping in contact.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, we got a little bit of action here. There's first and second for the Bears. They're threatening with 2 down.
Yeah, they just can't seem to sort of
put the two together, and you got Mim Kaduchia up, former Australian pitcher. That ball is high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you got this here now, first and second, bottom of the 3rd. Bears are threatening.
Just looking to put a line drive through the field. Nice
swing and a miss for the 3rd out of the inning. Mims shows a little bit of disappointment after 3 full innings of play. It's PCU Devils 0, Bears 0. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor. Thanks a lot, Donnie.
No worries. Thank you much, Joe.
All right. Okay, welcome everybody to Dynasty Ballpark in Christchurch, New Zealand. A beautiful day here down in Christchurch. We always say when the hills are clear, we're in for a good day of sunshine.
That's pretty much right. You don't need a weather forecaster for that. You see the Port Hills, you're sweet. If you can't see the Port Hills, watch out. Get the extra layers on and bring out the brolly.
All right. Yeah, well, we had special guest Donnie Hale on, giving some of his insights. Hall of Fame, Donnie Hale, champion with the Black Sox, and now taking on a pretty big job with the White Sox team.
Massive job, but he seems up for the challenge, and he's certainly can't question his own pedigree as a player. One of the best we've had, certainly one of the best hitters in the world in his prime. I guess his challenge is to get the White Sox back up the rankings and to develop the pitching, quite frankly, is pretty critical.
All right. Leading off is Michaela Federheku in the top of the 4th inning.
Yep, and
that's a base hit, and she's going to rounds first. And she's got a lead-off single.
And that's sort of trademark Michaela Waitakere. You can rely on her to spark things up, and very difficult to pitch to.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there, lining it to left field. And now PCU have a runner at first base. And starting to threaten. Let's see what Stephen Ratu has in store. Yep, nice bunt. Shyla Hale goes to second base and gets the lead runner. Nice play by Shyla Hale.
Well, it's
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, and she's celebrating, because she knows that Waitakere is quick. So to get her to have the confidence to nail her at second base just shows the sort of quality that Shyla Hale has, and so that bunt, that fielder's choice effectively puts Onaisha Franca, the Dutch import for PCU, on first base.
Yep, and it brings up Kaya Ratu. That's fouled off and out of play.
So Onaisha's from Amsterdam, but played some college ball in the junior college system over in the States at Temple College in Texas.
All right.
And I think she's at least one of 3 Dutch players at this tournament. The great Brett Vonk, who's probably the Netherlands' greatest player, I think, playing for Kaiapoi.
Yeah.
Hit a home run here early in the week. And, of course, Brenda Beers, the excellent catcher from Ramblers.
Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Tessa Matuatina.
So Tessa's normally an infielder in club ball, but she's in the DP slot today. She is a very capable hitter and good pressure batter.
Strike 1. And it looks like Tyler Morrison now is getting into a bit of a groove.
And that's what the Angels don't want to allow. I mean, obviously Waitakere broke that groove slightly, but she's sort of imperturbable, Tyler Morrison. She just comes back.
Just fixing up your mic. And the third out of the inning is taken. So after 3.5 innings of play, it's PCU 0, Bears 0. Bears coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
We got a bit of a barn burner here going into the bottom of the 4th inning. The game is speedily going by. Both pitchers are pitching well, keeping the bases clean for the most part.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. And we've just seen here Stephanie Fairclough deliver 2 balls to Alex Bloom. She'll be wanting to get back onto the strike zone side of the ledger.
Yep. 3 balls, no strikes. Yeah, both pitchers are pitching well, and it doesn't look like we're going to have a very high-scoring game here.
No, and Alex Bloom very disciplined at the plate. She'll be looking for the walk, just takes that pitch.
Yep, 3 balls, 1 strike.
She's a wee bit in the Waitakere category. It's a player you don't really want to put on base to lead off an inning.
Good speed.
Yeah.
Good base runner. And that's a fly ball to right field. Oh, and it's just dropped in right field. And here's Alex Bloom going to third base. And the right fielder, Drew Jorgensen, went back. She had the ball. And as she went to the turf, dropped it. And the Bears have a runner at third base with no down.
Yeah, fairly costly there. And so PCU now fielding inside. Verahiko makes a great play at 3, takes the out at 1, checks the runner.
Beautiful play by Federico, holding Alex Bloom at third, and gets the first out of the inning.
And, sort of exemplifies why she's probably regarded as the best all-round infielder in the country.
And here comes the dangerous hitting Rebecca Bromhead with 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. That's a ball. Nice pickup by the catcher.
And so, Joe, I wonder if it's going through Stephen Rudd's mind that Bromhead's a tough out. Do I just put her on and take my chances pitching to the lower order behind her?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think at the moment, still somewhat early in the game, bottom of the 4th, so they still have a little ball game left. 1 run. She has been hitting well, Rebecca, and he has decided to put her on. After the 2 balls, he decided, let's put her on.
Yeah, playing the percentages there, and Stephen Ratu, a canny former catcher in his playing days, he knows the score. So
yeah, I think he was just looking to see if she would chase a bad pitch. After getting the 2 balls, he thought, no, we'll put her on.
Yeah. She's probably made a career out of not chasing the bad pitch, but
interesting now that they didn't put a designated runner on, and Rebecca Steele takes second base.
Yep.
Then the Bears have runners at second and third. And have Taylor Maxwell up. Ground ball.
Yeah, sometimes in that situation, I think it's always best to make a play. Just make an attempt on the runner, make them think twice about stealing, and particularly Rebecca. And
sure.
But what they've done is just given her a free pass, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position.
That's a pop out to Federico for the second out of the inning, and that's a big second out.
Yep. I think Michaela may have a magnet in her glove. Everything seems to go her way.
Yeah. This brings up number 3, Kiara Taimai. And that's a fly ball, center field. Jorgensen picks it up, throws it home. Rebecca Bromhead scores. Runner at second. And Kiara Taimai drives in 2 runs with a double to center field.
And that's, Kiara, it's probably her best hit of the tournament. And she'll certainly relish that one. Maybe you could say the outfield was a little bit too deep. I think on a lower order hitter, but don't take anything away from Kiara. She's been catching really well today, and she's got a hit that she richly deserves.
So we have the Bears opening up their account with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And PCU will want to hold them here now. Just outside. 1 ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down. That's a fly ball to center field. Jorgensen goes back. It's to the fence. Tyrone going to second base. The Bears have their 3rd run. And Tyrone Bromhead Lanali has a stand-up double.
And really shows the advantage, the benefit of having an extra base hitter as your leadoff. You know, she's picked up quite a few multiple base hits this week, and she just goes for it and goes where the ball is pitched, and in that case, into the centre field gap.
And it brings up number 14, the speedy Mika Cooper Nicola. So the Bears got a good hitting team, and it was only a matter of time, I think, before they started getting some of their bats going. Fairclough makes a nice play for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Bears open their account and score 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th and go into the 5th inning leading 3-0.
You lot in the travel game then?
Yeah, how's the travel?
Oh, wow, you're still in business, eh? Because I thought you would have gone the way of the dinosaurs by now.
Sorry?
Okay, so look, I'm checking out flights to South America online. Oh, Buenos Aires. Oh, yes, please. A bit of a tango. Then Iguazu Falls, Cusco. Fly down to Rio. Then home. 20 minutes, I'm sorted. That's the way to go.
All separate tickets.
Whatever.
Pricey?
$4,000.
Have you booked yet?
Yeah, soon.
Only I could save you $900.
Really?
Might see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Who's that? Oh, that is Lucy. It's my travel agent. Yeah? Oh, yeah. The way to go. You guys are doing a great job. All right, keep it up. Brilliant.
Okay, hi everybody. Welcome back to Dynasty Park. Home of Canterbury softball. The Bears opening up their account with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And PCU will want to get some runs and some runners on to start chipping away at that lead.
Yeah, big inning here for them.
And it leads Stella Jorgensen, the center fielder, leads off. That's just popped out. Rebecca Brom has made some great plays, but that was just a little too far away from her. Stella's back in the batter's box, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball's high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Still a bit of ball game left. You got a few innings, 5th, 6th, 7th inning, so there's still time to chip away.
Oh, definitely, and the Angels won't give up until the very last. And
that ball's up,
but they do have some ground to make up now, and they've got to be aggressive at the plate. They can't sit back and look at a short game, just whittle this lead away. They're too late in the game for that.
Yep. 3 balls, 1 strike. Stella takes that pitch for a strike straight down the tram line. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He comes right back in and is attacking the zone. Tyler Morrison. Been impressed with Tyler's composure. Pitched 7 innings in the first semifinal against the Bandits. And then coming back here and so far pitching the full ball game. And she's around the strike zone, and now with the 3-0 lead is attacking the strike zone.
Her control's been impressive. I'd like to see maybe a bit more use of the change-up.
That's foul ball.
Yeah, particularly in when she's facing, say, someone like Waitakere, maybe use the change-up a little bit more. But her control, her ability to hit the spots has been really impressive. And Donnie Hale, he talked before to you about developing the batteries, and that's a quality he'll want. You want a good mix in your pitching staff, don't you, Joe?
Absolutely.
You don't want just fireballers. You want people who can hit their corners, and she can. And I think she has the capacity to train and work hard.
And PCU have their leadoff runner on base, the speedy Stella Jorgensen. Absolutely, Tony. You need a mixture. Speed is good, but change-ups and keeping the people off balance is just as does the job.
Well, we saw that when these two teams met earlier, where Crystal Wirahiko is batting now, who isn't an express pace pitcher.
Sure.
Had them tied up with just the change of pace.
Yep. Swing and strike. No balls, one strike. And I think we've seen the same thing in the Tiaraha with Sis, Rangamai Luke. She doesn't really beat you with the speed, but she keeps you off balance. Throws a good drop ball, rise ball, hits the spots. So you don't always have to have the speed to keep these batters off balance.
And in fact, when you look at this tournament, there hasn't been a lot of what you call sort of express pitching. Maybe probably the quickest. Alison Spinas Falanis and Grace Rickson from Papanui, the Australian pitcher. Most of them have been more in the kind of spot/control category.
Yep.
And you need those in your lineup, even at the international level. But you still need someone like Gina Weber that can throw the ball 110 clicks. Yeah.
Well, that was interesting when Kelly Barnhold came down and was throwing 70 Ks an hour. That's fouled off.
And I think that's the challenge for us, is to develop a few pitchers that can do that. And that's where, it doesn't just start with Donnie. It's got to start at the club and provincial level. But we've got to spread our talent net a bit wider. And I've seen players here that, from position players, and you think, well, you look like you've got the physique of a pitcher. Why don't you pitch? But you've got to have the desire to do it. You've got to, want to put the work in. And
well, Tyler just struck out Crystal Ferahiku and brings up Manaya McKitty.
And Manaya's capable of the extra base hit, and boy, do they need it now, the Angels. They just need to spark something up.
Ball inside. Catcher throws one over. Yeah, PCU just needs to string a few hits together.
Yep.
Put a little pressure on the Bears. Get those runners in scoring position. There you go with a line drive. Just foul. And that was the extra bases we were talking about.
And that's where Manaya is very capable of doing that, of breaking a game open.
Yeah, Stella was off to the races.
And you give her a complete, free pass to do so as a coach. Just
one ball, one strike. One down. That's a pop-up to the third base. Shia Hale puts that away easily for the second out of the inning.
I think she's also in the Wirahiko category, where if the ball goes anywhere near her, it's going to result in an out.
Yeah.
So reliable, and been really impressed with her this week.
What a luxury from a White Sox standpoint to have a couple of third base like that. But Ferahiku being able to move to shortstop if needed.
Yeah.
And Shia can also play a couple of other positions I've seen her play in the outfield for the White Sox.
Yeah.
That hits the inside corner. Strike one.
And, I'm not sure what Lara Andrews' long-term plans are, but obviously she's set a bit of a standard there in the White Sox at third base, and it's good to know that there are other options.
That's a line drive to the third base for the third out of the inning. After 4.5 innings of play, it's Bears 3, PCU 0. Bears coming to bat in the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
I can't promise you that things will always go the way we want. But I can promise you one thing. That if we fight through the pain together, if we strive every day to make each other better.
All right, we're back at Dynasty Ballpark, bottom of the fourth. Shia Hale is up. Just wanted to give a big shout out to all of the teams in the tournament, particularly the teams that finished in the top 6. We had Otahu. We had the Bandits, we had TA, the Saints, and then we have the Bears and the Angels. So a pretty formidable top 6 group of teams. But also the other teams that were made up this tournament played some spectacular softball throughout the tournament. Yeah,
it's been a very even standard, and some of those teams have got great experience. The likes of Manawatu, that they wouldn't get at home, obviously, and they've come here and played with the big guns. But the standard has been pretty even. In fact, earlier in the tournament, a few of us were saying we can't really pick a winner here. It's so close, and that's a good sign. You want that, and but I still think, Joe, we need to find a way maybe where because we don't play enough tournaments, we need to maybe from next season break into a top group and a bottom group, and get the top players playing each other more often, getting games of this standard, the one we saw this morning.
Sure.
Both for men and women.
Yeah,
I think it's vital.
We spoke earlier, Tony, and I loved your idea about maybe having the imports against the White Sox. Maybe that team that Donnie had selected, those players there making up the one team, and then making up 2 teams, and having them play the imports that have come in, and I'm sure they would be able to field a full team.
Well, just looking at the balcony here in front of us, it's like the United Nations. There's so many different passports there that you'd field a really decent side, a really competitive team, and a great exposure for our players, and also great for younger players to see that there's the national team out there.
No doubt about it, yeah. So I just thought that was a fantastic idea, and I'll be raising that with anyone that has ears, because I think it's a great idea for maybe the next year.
Well, I think it's an option for both after the NFC and this tournament to do that, and to look at closer softballing relations with Australia. Let's get back into the Gillies Shield. Let's get over there and play.
That's right. I mean, to get over to the Canada Cup and to some of the other places that we're playing overseas is costing a lot of money. We have a team, a group of teams in Australia that just is over the ditch, and it'd be a lot less expensive.
And also, like Australia have just played Chinese Taipei. Well, if we could piggyback on that, or even get the Taiwanese over here after that, for a series, it's just like working together. I actually think both countries need to work together more closely than they ever have.
Sure.
Because Australian women are have slipped down the rankings a little bit too. So
this is a pinch hitter, Atiawa Toa, who's just come back into the Bears frame. Just recently, probably 7 weeks ago, had a baby, and it's good to see her back playing softball after having a beautiful baby boy, I think it was.
Yeah, great to see her, and she's got a good pedigree in the game. So
Yep, Noah is Wanaka. Also played for Miramar in Wellington. And that brings up number 7, Mims Kuduchia.
No, it's
It's
Alex
number
Bloom.
4. Sorry, it's Alex Bloom. The sun is starting to get into my eyes. That's a ground ball. Picked up, throws to first. Possibly had a shot at a double play, but took the easier route. Safe out, makes sure of one.
Yeah, it was a good jump by the base runner, so I think she did go safety first, Kairatu. And
Yeah, I think it might have been a hit and run. And that brings up number 11, Hope Maka.
Hope's been in great defensive form this week, Joe. She's been very impressive at second base. Solid as, and comes up with a timely hit too.
That's up, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down, bottom of the 5th. Bears have a runner at second base.
So interesting to see the Bears. They have won this title before. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but they're former title holders. I remember the story about how the club started, and there was a guy called Don Brewer, who was probably one of the great post-war players in New Zealand softball, and he played for a club called Eden in Auckland, which was so strong, it was too strong. So he and another guy, Alf Whelan, who became the New Zealand coach, broke away and formed a club called United.
Okay.
And then Don went back to Eden for a while and thought, we need more competition for Eden and United. He went out west and formed the Bears.
All right.
And 50 plus years later, they're well established and one of the most progressive clubs in the country.
That's fouled off.
Yeah, that guy Don Brewer, he once hit a home run at a national tournament.
All right.
Before there were fences, and they reckon it went 500 feet before it was picked up. It was just rolling in Hastings on the sort of, you imagine the parched outfield.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, it'd be brown.
He was home before the outfielder picked it up. So yeah, he's the, if you like, the forerunner of the Waitakere Bears Club.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Picks it up, throws to first. Nice play by Kairatu for the 3rd out in the inning. And it keeps the Bears at 3 runs. PCU coming to bat. And it's the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah.
We're getting into the business end, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Waitakere and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
All right, we're back here at Dynasty Ballpark in Christchurch, New Zealand. The Bears have a 3-0 lead against the PCU Devils. PCU are coming up in the top of the 6th inning. We're coming to the business end of this ball game. PCU will have to get runners on base and start chipping away at this lead. 6 more outs until the final. Brings up the lefty, Caitlin Henderson. Oh, number 11, Caitlin Henderson, yep. She fouls that off. It's just a matter of PCU getting a couple of runners on and putting a little pressure together.
And this is really the batter you want to get on base with her speed, and with Michaela Wirahiko come out behind her.
And that's a little ball bobbled by the shortstop, Alex Bloom. The ball was spinning away from her. She tried to pick it up barehanded, and Caitlin Henderson is on first base, and PCU have a threat in the top of the 6th. It brings up the dangerous, fantastic hitting Michaela Federico. Ball high. Michaela's got a great eye.
She's very tough out, and she is completely unfazed by pressure situations. I remember her Canterbury Red Hawks debut at 15, about 12 or 13 years ago now. She went in against the national team pitcher and drove a hit her first at bat.
It was a hit and run.
Yeah, good technique, good tactic by Stephen Ratu. Yeah, he's got to try and do something, and he's got the runner in Henderson to do it. She's got speed. He's got the hitter with the ability to make contact in Wirahiko.
Yeah, good call, keeping the pressure on. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a bunt. No man's land. And there's a runner at first and second, and the pressure builds. Fantastic bunt by Michaela Federico. She put it in where no one was. Had the players running.
And, for once she had the Bears infield bamboozled there, because they're expecting her, with her ability to hit the extra base, to go for the longer ball. She plopped it down, and with the wheels she has, there's no way you're going to get her out.
And just like that, we have the tying run at home plate. Stephen Ratu wants to have a chat with his players. Interesting time now. First and second, nobody out. Tying run at the plate. Onesha Franca, good overseas player.
Yep.
Good at hitting second base.
And, maybe another bunt option, none down, and move the runners to 2 and 3. And then Kaya Ratu, next to Wirahiko, your best hitter, coming up. But, maybe tell the sitter to be patient at the plate.
Yes.
Too often, I think this week, we've seen people go out and try and bunt the first pitch. Tyler Morrison will put it up in the armpit.
Yeah.
Zone. It'll be a rise ball. It'll be
Yep.
and it'll be hard to get down. So just pick and choose what you're actually bunting if you are going to bunt. And
I think, Tony, what you're saying is just be patient. This is now going into the 13th inning for Tyler Morrison. So
that's right.
It's a long ball game that she's been pitching. Yep, outside. No balls, 1 strike. Bears were playing for the bunt a little bit, moving them in. And they got them now thinking a little bit, and that's pressure.
Yep.
That's a nice play by Shyla Hale. And they called a safe at third base. Let's see if we have a replay.
Well, that's pretty clutch play.
Let's see Shia made a beautiful play. Went to third base on the throw. And here's a replay. Just past Shia's throwing it to shortstop. And I just didn't see a call there. The umpires are converging.
Difficult one there, isn't it, for the umpire to judge, because the shortstop's running through the base.
That's right. And did she hold on to the ball? And he called a safe.
It looks like, yeah. Maybe felt wasn't in control of the ball, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly.
Good effort, though, by Bloom, and great hustle by Shire to pick the ball up.
Well, just as we said, now, pressure situation, bases loaded, none down. Kaya, Ratu is up. We'll call that a base hit.
Yep.
And there's bases loaded, none down. Kaya Ratu up.
And Kaya's a cool head. She's a young player, but she'll, she's immersed in the game, steeped in the game, so she'll know that she can't swing at the first pitch.
That's high. No balls, 1 strike. That's a fly ball to left field. Tagging up for the first run. PCU have the first run. And there's first and second with 1 down. And PCU got a run in. So it's 3-1.
And good defensive play by Beers, too, to hold Waitakere at second.
Yeah.
So it was quite critical. So they obviously decided, they weren't going to make the play at the plate. They weren't going to get Henderson out from, 60 feet.
Yep. And that brings up Tessa Matuatini. Well, you can hear the PCU Devil fans getting into this game. The ball's up.
So important for the confidence of this young PCU team, Joe, to get that run, to show that they can score at this level after the shutout last year. So, they're a year older. It makes quite a big difference at this age, So, that's a bit more seasoned, and it's a great fight back so far.
And Fetahiku steals third base. Ratu goes to second. And now we have the tying run at second base and the go-ahead run at home.
And good tactics by Coach Ratu. How often do you see someone stealing third base at this stage of the game in a final?
Yep.
He backed his player, who happens to be one of the swiftest around, and there was a swing at the plate, which made it even more critical and harder for Kiara Taimai to throw out.
It's 3 balls, 1 strike. And just as we start speaking, you're coming out to the mound just to have a chat.
So Rebecca Bromhead calming down her younger teammates, and understandably perhaps Tyler Morrison starting to tire a little bit. This will be the 15th inning of her day.
Here's the pitch. That's a strike. He calls it a strike. It looked a little low, but Beaumont's got a better view of it than I do.
But it is only 3-1, and
that's right.
The pressure's still back on the Bears.
Yep. And she fouls that off. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
She wasn't far off that.
Nah, just missed.
So Tessa can be a dangerous hitter. She's got a fairly tight zone, and if you come into her, she's got the power to get you away.
And she draws a walk.
And
just missed on that, base on balls, and that brings up the speedy center fielder, Stella Jorgensen.
And Ratu goes to the dugout for his DR, I think.
Yep. That brings in the DR, number 8, Amy Goodmanson.
Always good, I reckon, to replace the back runner sometimes, Joe.
Yeah.
You maximise your potential of getting that extra run on a base hit to the outfield.
All right, 1 down. Bases loaded. Stella Jorgensen up. the plot thickens. It's inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
And Morrison expressed some concern that she hadn't found the zone there.
That's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Tyler Morrison might be feeling a little bit of the pressure also.
Well, she's thrown a lot of pitches, and she'll be understandably a bit tired. And
that's a strike down the tram line. Good pitch.
Yeah, she's come back well. I've noticed that with Tyler, whenever she seems perhaps a little flustered.
Yep.
She doesn't get flustered very often, but
Nope.
when something perhaps doesn't quite go her way, she invariably comes back with a strike.
That's a ground ball. Shaya throws it home to get the speedy Waitakere. And PCU still have the bases loaded with 2 down. It's a big out at home plate.
Yeah.
Smart play by Shia Hale going to home and getting that front runner.
Absolutely had to, and but also you watched Waitakere go into a bit of a slide. You must always slide at home, and that broke up the chance of the home run double.
Absolutely. That brings up Crystal Waitakere with 2 down. Big play, keeping the runner from scoring and keeping the score at 3-1. And Crystal Waitakere is in a big spot here.
Crystal's a fairly heady player. Won't be flustered by won't be feeling any pressure. She'll just look to do her job.
That's high. 1 ball, no strikes. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. You can feel the pressure mounting on both sides. It's really tantalizing. This is what fantastic softball is all about. This is what I love. And it's fantastic. And he calls an inside pitch for a nice strike. Looked a little down and in, but like I said before, Beaumont's got a better view than I do. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So Crystal's already beaten the Bears as a pitcher. Can she drive a hit that clears the bases and beat them as a hitter?
And she does, and that's a base hit. That scores 1 run.
Well, that's Crystal Waitakere for you. You know, she is a clutch player.
Yeah, and that makes the score 3-2. Brings up Manaya Makiti.
And that's great batting. I mean, she got a pitch, her penultimate pitch there. She may not have been that happy with the call.
Yep.
Certainly it was a, the umpire is the final arbiter, of course, but but she snapped right back into full focus mode, drove the hit, drove in a run. And now Manaya is capable of clearing these stations.
Ball high. Yeah, I just feel that Tyler may be tiring a little bit, and the pace just seems to be a little bit off. It's a big pressure situation here. Good to see PCU fighting back. That's a line drive. That's clearing the bases. 1 run, 2 runs.
Go.
There's nobody there.
Crystal, go.
And Manaya Makiti
So Manaia
drives in 2 runs.
Is totally capable of that. I mean, that's not a surprise. She is a power hitter. Both her and Wirihiko have really sparked it up.
And here's the replay. McKitty, beautiful hit down the left field. They were shading her over to right. Nice play by the left fielder to come up with it, but not before PCU scored 2 runs. And then the throw to get the second base just gets away.
They haven't got too many pitch selections wrong today, the Bears, but I think they will regret not throwing on the outside to her. Yeah. They came into a strong hitter's power zone, and Manaia Marketi said thanks very much.
So PCU Angels take the lead 4-3. And that will be a pitching change now for the Bears. I think they'll be bringing in Tori Talamahini, or Tori Talamahina.
Interesting, Joe, that they've gone for the young pitcher here.
We're going to take a timeout now while the pitching change is being made. We'll see you in a minute. Oh, we got a barn burner here, ladies and gentlemen. PCU Angels just have taken a 4-3 lead. There's runners at first and second and 2 down. The Bears have made a pitching change and brought in Tori Talamahina to pitch to pinch hitter Caitlin Kennett.
Yeah, smart move by Ratu. They're making a pitching change. He's making a hitting change. So just to sort of keep it moving along, keep them guessing.
And they steal second and third. No throw. There's 2 down. And what do you know about Caitlin Kennett, Tony?
Yeah, good hitty club player, and certainly can't be taken for granted at the plate. Probably unlucky not to be in the starting lineup.
That's a fly ball. And a nice catch by Mika Kupa-Nicola for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before the PCU Angels take the lead 4-3. And we're going into the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
I can't promise you that things will always go the way we want. But I can promise you one thing, that if we fight through the pain together, if we strive every day to make each other better, learn to communicate and never lose sight of that vision, then we will surprise people. So don't settle for being a good player. Don't settle for being a good team. Aspire to something greater, know in your heart that this team is special.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a game now. We've got the PCU Devils leading 4-3. The Bears coming up in the bottom of the 6th, looking to get some runners. Federico makes the play, and Rebecca Bromhead, the hot-hitting Rebecca Bromhead, grounds out to the vacuum cleaner, Michaela Federico.
So, Waitakere to Waitakere there in the first out of the inning. So the Angels have got their tails in front. They've got the home crowd behind them. Not only just the stalwarts from PCU, but the whole Canterbury crowd. And you can just see the excitement up here on the balcony from the other Christchurch clubs getting in behind the hometown team.
Yeah, we got an update also from the men's championship finals. It's the PCU Devils 3, the Ramblers 2, going in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that's right. So we're on the brink here, if those scores remain the same, of history being repeated. 23 years ago, the PCU club won both titles. Today, as it stands, they're in front in both finals. And what a great achievement that would be.
Always interested in the history of the game, and being part of history now would be something else.
Yeah, and isn't it great that there's a club, and I'm sure there are others around the country too, that are developing both the men's and the women's games concurrently.
That's a swing. Kyla Bromhead is now in as a pinch hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down in the bottom of the 6th.
And Kyla will only be going one way, Joe, won't she? She'll be trying to hit the ball hard. She's got a great swing. But you can see Stephanie Fairclough's confidence rising again after her hitters have got her back into this ball game. And
strike 3 for the second out of the inning.
And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to stand up a batter of Kyla Bromhead's pedigree.
Yep.
So Fairclough will gain even more confidence from that.
2 down. Brings up Kia Taimai, who had a 2-run RBI. No runners on. Bottom of the 6th. Bears now, and that's fouled off. I'm just looking forward. Also, obviously, you still have to get Taimai out. So we got Drew Jorgensen, Caitlin Henderson, and Michaela Federico to lead off the top of the 7th. That's a strike. But also for the Bears, if PCU Angels get out of this inning, the Bears in the bottom of the 7th will have the lead-off hitters up.
So we're poised for a great finale here.
Strike 3 for the 3rd out of the inning.
2 Ks in the inning for Fairclough.
And another KC. And after 6 full innings of play, it's the PCU Angels 4, Waitakere Bears 3. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills. Material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Waitakere and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a ball game we have at Dynasty Park in Christchurch, New Zealand. The sun is out shining, the people are in the stands cheering, and we've got leading off for the PCU Angels is number 11, Caitlin Henderson, who started the rally in the last inning.
She did. She really sparked it up by getting on base, and then we saw Michaela Waitakere come up and confound the Bears. You know, they're expecting her to look for the outfield gap.
Yep.
She plunked down a bunt, beat it out, and suddenly runners on 1 and 2, and the rest is history. You know.
Yeah. A 4-run inning, last inning. Swing and a miss.
But Stephen Ratu will be mindful, and he would have told his players, it's not enough.
That's not enough.
We've got to go out there. We've got to have another big inning like that last one.
That's right. As they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings. They bring on Tori Talamahina, the young Tori Talamahina. She's been a very useful pitcher for the Bears throughout the year, learning a craft, got a big future.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of good young pitchers coming through in this competition that just need experience and time in the middle and good tutelage.
That just misses. Two balls, two strikes. Three balls, two strikes.
We can't see from our vantage point, Joe, but I'm imagining that Tegan Bromhead won't have told Tyler Morrison to take the cleats off. It'll be stay warm.
Yeah.
You know, we can re-enter you. And that could be an option just to break things up a bit again.
Yeah. And that's a ground ball. Safe hit. Caitlin Henderson uses her wheels.
Yeah, and that's why Kerry Shaw's got her in the junior White Sox. She's got great speed, a wee bit like her clubmate Stella Jorgensen in centre field, and being a left-handed hitter. You know, she's just got that extra step towards first base, and she utilises it. If she can chop the ball into the infield, she's always going to be hard to throw out. And here's Michaela again.
Yep. Little blueprint of the last inning. And Caitlin Henderson steals second base.
Okay, and now the instruction to Michaela will be, you hit away.
Yeah.
You know, you can get us an insurance run here, and you're the player to do it, and Bears aren't really in a position now where they can walk her, maybe pitch around her, but
yeah, I guess it's with none down. Do you sacrifice bunt, get the runner to third base with less than 2 outs?
Could do.
Another option.
Could do. But do you take the bat out of the hands of your best hitter in this situation when you're already in the lead? It's hard to know.
Absolutely. Low. It's 3 balls, no strikes, and it may be that Tori is just pitching around her a little bit. We do have an open base at first base. Fedahiku is their best hitter. And maybe you put her on and create another force play.
Yep.
Strike right down the tram line.
She's often happy to take it out to a full count, Michaela. You know, she backs herself. She's got such a good eye. I mean, the best hitters, they just seem to see the ball a little bit later than everybody else, and she's in that category.
And she put down the bunt. They get her, and they move the runner.
Yep. And the good thing about Michaela is she's that type, she'll do anything for the team.
Sure.
She's not a prima donna hitter who says, hey, you know, don't take an RBI away from me, coach. You know.
Yeah.
She'll do what's best for the team and won't question it.
And she has a knack for putting down that bunt. I mean, she is an excellent bunter.
Yeah. She's very coachable and very a very team-focused person.
Okay, here's Anisha Franca. Strike. So the Bears will want to try to hold them down and get back into the dugout with their leadoff hitters coming up. The PCU Devils will want to get that insurance run over. And that's a fly ball. Just must have been foul down that left field line. Well hit ball by Franca.
So Franken's out.
And what was that?
And so Franken's out. They just intentionally walked Kaya Ratu to get to Tessa Matuatini.
I didn't see what happened down the third base line, whether it was caught or whether there's some controversy there. No, I don't think so. I think someone just was playing it there and caught the fly ball. So it's 2 down.
So here's an option, Joe. With a player of Caitlin Henderson's speed, do you consider stealing home on the throw back from the catcher?
Yeah.
If it's a lob,
yep, something like that, and all of a sudden,
I'd say if it's Michaela Wirihiko at 3, you do it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Caitlin Henderson may not have the experience to do that. You've got to really have the confidence to do it.
No doubt.
And that comes with just experience.
Matuatina. That's a ball. Just misses. 2 balls, no strikes. We're in the top of the 7th of the 2024 World Championship. PCU Angels lead 4-3. That's a strike. Matuatini looks at the umpire, gets back in the batter's box. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. You can cut the tension with a butter knife. That's a strike in the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a nice comeback by Tori Talamahina. Caitlin Henderson will be going with the crack of the bat. A ground ball. Here comes the throw. And the 3rd out of the inning is taken. And after 6.5 innings of play, it's the PCU Angels 4, Bears 3. We've got 3 more outs till the grand final is finished. Will it be the Bears out in the last inning? After a word, see you back shortly.
Be the best, fight for what's never been done. Push past the pain. Reach beyond. The pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. Someone has to be the best. Why not you?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a great grand final. The Bears have 3 outs to score a run to tie the ball game, or score 2 and win this championship. They got the top of the lineup up. Tyrone, Bromhead, Lanali leads it off.
So this might just be the biggest inning of pitcher Stephanie Fairclough's career here. Title on the balance.
History in the making.
Exactly, and you know, this is a young PCU team. Take away Stephanie herself and the Waitakere sisters. They're pretty young, you know. In fact, some of them are probably too young to officially celebrate at a licensed premise. But they're looking in the box seat now. They've just got to survive this top order, which is very talented for the Bears. And Tyann draws the walk, so they have a runner on base. The tying run.
Yeah, the tying run is on.
So timeout called, and Tegan Bromhead tells Tyann to come and talk to Auntie, and the other hitters as well. They're coming up with a strategy about how they're going to play this to get back into the game.
Yep, just want to settle things down. Tying run is at first base. Mika Cooper Nicole is on. Center fielder with very good speed. Do we play to get the runner in scoring position? She fouls it off. She's swinging away.
Well, she was on that pitch. I wonder if now they rethink that. Again, with her speed, you're talking about a kind of Waitakere double here. You know, who, if she puts it down, it's going to be very hard to throw her out. Although, you know, Michaela is on the hot corner there and drawn in.
So pitch gets away from Fairclough, and that puts the runner in scoring position. Now you got the count 1 ball, 1 strike. None down with a runner at second. And as I was saying before, do you sacrifice now and get a runner at third with less than 2 outs?
With Shire Hale up? Absolutely.
Yeah. She fouls that off on a bunt. Would have wanted to have that one back.
Yep. And I guess she's hitting away now, although, you know, there is some you know, case for
slapping possibly.
Yeah, exactly, or even a third strike bunt.
And she strikes him out for the first out of the inning.
Big strikeout by Stephanie Fairclough. Great composure by the pitcher, especially after that wild pitch earlier.
Yep. And that brings up the hot hitting Shia Hale,
who they've just put on.
And they just walked her.
So Ratu, you know, taking a risk here, breaking the golden rule that you don't put the winning run on base. Yes. But I understand why he's done it in this case.
This brings up Mim Kuduchia. Ground ball. Foul ball off the plate. Mim hit it off a foot, and the umpire's giving her a little time to gain that composure back. Normally you see the umpire, when a batter hits that foot, he'll give them some time and maybe clean the plate.
That's right.
Okay,
Mim's been around the block a lot, so that won't faze her. In fact, probably make her doubly determined to get a hit now.
That ball's high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down, bottom of the 7th. PCU Angels lead 4-3. As we said before, this is the end of a fantastic ending to a game, whichever way it goes. That's a ground ball. And
there appears to be some
safe at third.
Error made at 3.
So the Bears have bases loaded with 1 down, and Alex Bloom is up. Stephen Ratu is coming out. Now, if we could see that play. Stephen Ratu just wants to get a call, possibly an obstruction, or just a chat.
So now we have a situation with Alex Bloom up to bat, and probably the most dangerous hitter in the Bears lineup in this situation.
Alex Bloom.
She's got such a great eye. She's picked a lot of walks today. She'll have discipline at the plate, but if there's anything close, she's going to hammer it. So, this is a great duel here now between these two American imports. Fairclough really, facing the biggest out of her life.
Bases loaded, 1 down. Swing on a high rise ball.
That's a good pitch. Good pitch to tempt her and get one ahead.
No balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th, ladies and gentlemen. Bases loaded.
So the PCU infield drawn in as they would be with a runner at 3.
Strike 2 on the inside corner. That's a fly ball. Popped out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. And now we have Hope Marker up. His bases loaded, 2 down. PCU a 1 out away from a championship. The Bears a single away from tying the ball game.
Hope by name, hope by nature. The hopes of the Waitakere rest on her shoulders now.
Fouled off. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down, bases loaded. PCU Angels lead 4-3. Bears are a single away from tying it. PCU Angels and out away from winning it. Strike on the inside corner.
Fairclough is hitting her corner as well.
She's hitting her corners and she's attacking the zone.
Yeah, and she's found a couple of extra zips there, a couple of extra clicks at a crucial time.
A good swing, a good pitch.
You can hear this sharp intake of breath in the bleachers on the PCU Angels side.
No doubt.
There's probably a few people adjusting their pacemakers as we speak.
Yeah, this is what your softball is all about. Exciting stuff.
It's a great end to a fantastic week.
That's low.
And big ups to Mania Markiti digging that ball out of the dirt there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss! And the PCU Angels are grand champions of the Club National 2024 Club Championships. PCU Angels win it 4-3. Fairclough strikes out Marker for the 3rd out.
And 23 years after their forebears, their club forebears won the national women's title. They're back in the winner's circle. And, I would just watch Kaya Ratu then come in and get a big hug from Michaela Wirihiko. Well, Kaya's mum, Carly, who's here, junior White Sox assistant coach, she was in that last team in 2001. I mean, United have won this title quite a few times over the years, but that was the big one that year, and here they are now.
Sure.
And congratulations to Stephen Ratu as a coach, his first national title, and he's played a huge part in this team winning the championship?
Well, the PCU Angels, coming back from last year's disappointment in the final, to come back in the second year in a row into the final again and break the door down and put the championship in their cupboard. The Waitakere Bears will be bitterly disappointed. They went into the 6th inning with a 3-0 lead, but PCU found a way to chip away at it and then take the lead. And congratulations to both teams. Commiserations to the Bears. Congratulations to the Angels. And it was a fantastic final. Tony, if you can recap it a little bit, who's your most valuable player?
I think of the tournament, I was thinking midway through this game, whoever wins this game, I think their third base will be the MVP of the tournament. Shia Hale for the Bears, Michaela Waitakere for the Angels. I think you go with Michaela Waitakere.
Okay.
Pretty hard to argue against her, but Stephanie Fairclough's another contender, the pitcher. So
Sure.
it's. I think it has to be an angel. It's the Angel's Day.
Oh,
Angel's
no
Day
doubt
in heaven. Hey, how's that?
It's definitely an angel. I guess for me, the big hit came from Manaia Makiti.
Yep.
And she drove in the go-ahead run. And so she would be my pick. Federico, White Sox, outstanding player. Can't go amiss with that either.
I was thinking more from the tournament. I think
I
you're
got
right.
you.
I think you're right for the final. Yeah.
Oh, yep.
You're right about Marquette, and I'd also put a plug in there for the other Waitakere, Crystal.
Sure.
Who really sparked that up. She drove in the first run, got them back into the game, and
Yep.
and then Manaia came up and did the rest. And
Well,
as I said, those two power hitters, they came on the inside to them, and they've probably paid the price. But they've had a great tournament, the Bears. You can't, and they're a young team too,
No doubt.
and well led by the Bromhead sister trio. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was one of the best finals that I've seen in a very long time. Glad to be a part of it, Tony, with you. Always like to be a part of history. And PCU Angels have definitely made history now, bringing home this trophy. A really proud moment to be able to do the play-by-play with you. And I'd like to thank everyone associated with the tournament. I want to thank the Ballpark Broadcasting crew, Corey Bartley, Gary Rahihi, Scott Easthope, Robbie Easthope, Stacey Taylor, Carrie Fitzgerald, Craig Wallace, Hayden Smith, Duncan Stokes, Eugene Gilbert, Damian Collins, Rico Morris, Stevie Deans, Wayne Small, Mason Carey, and then our team today, Adrian Royal, the people in Wellington, Corey Stickle, Eloise Hiroki, Teharaha Tupani, Ellie Tupani, Toby Warrington, Zenith Talasinga. I want to thank Jason Chop of Gerbes for giving me the opportunity to come down here. I'd like to thank Adrian Royal for the production for today, Tara Kalia for doing first base for us, Tony Smith as our color man,